It started with a bunch of guys talking around a folding table in the basement on Main Street in Fleetwood about an idea to make a Little League field. They wanted to do something for the community, they needed to find a location, and they had to organize a team of volunteers to make it happen. They not only made it happen, but it's still going strong today. We're proud to present the Fleetwood Hometown Hero Award to Barney Dietrich, Ernie Fink, and R. Joel Schaefer for leaving a legacy on the town with the creation of the Little League field. It all started back in 1955 when the Fleetwood Junior Chamber of Commerce, or known as the Jaycees, was founded in Fleetwood. It was a bunch of men that worked on several events to support the town. As it grew, the Wives formed their group of support with the Jaycee Wives. Together, they produced the annual Halloween parades and the Fleetwood Hill Climb. They created a racetrack on Hill Climb Road with its famous S-curve lined with hay bales as residents cheered the drivers up the hill. The Jaycees also built the concession stand in the park. Joined by their wives, they worked the stand for annual events in the park. And then, the Jaycees created something that would leave a lasting impression on the town, the Little League field. In 1965, they came up with the idea, and the three men led the charge. Barney Dietrich, Ernie Fink, and R. Joel Schaefer. The first obstacle was finding a location. They ended up talking with John and Ruth Smith, a pair of local farmers, who agreed to sell the land to the Jaycees for $1,800. Court records showed the deed of sale and payment on July 12, 1965. And then came the hard work, building the field.
Where do you start? I guess that's the question.
I remember discussions, a lot of discussions I remember Bill and I talking with John Smith in his office there about how to, and what he would like to do with the land. And he seemed to like the idea that a Little League would be built there. And so we came up with a deal to get the land and acquire it.
The biggest task right in the beginning was finding a plot where they could build a Little League field. Simply, there were not too many vacant lots within the borough of Fleetwood that would handle the size of a Little League field. And this was the first task we ran into, was finding a lot.
So the Jaycees bought that, and we didn't know or had no idea how many rocks were on that field, because in building the field we had, I don't know, many truckloads of rocks. That we got Roger Book and his tractor and the wagon, and the kids would get together, a lot of the Jaycees, and we were fortunate, there were a lot of good workers then. We'd get together and got the rocks off the field, and after we did that, we had to get ground or hauled in for the infield. Then we planted grass, and Joe and I would take turns at night going up there to turn the water on and sprinkle the field. I don't know, that went on for about 3 or 4 weeks.
There were some spots in the field that had to be leveled off with equipment we didn't have. And we did get a contractor in to level off the high spots. And after that was done, you had to smooth it out and plant grass, yes.
I remember getting a lot of people in the community involved. There were so many groups involved. I remember the mayors were involved for one group. A lot of people got involved, no doubt about it.
Living on Main Street at the time, in the middle of the night I was getting up. And the wife knew I was out of bed. She said, "What are you doing?" "I'm getting dressed." I said, "I had to go down the field, turn the sprinklers off." My job was to turn it off, and I forgot. And if you don't turn the sprinklers off, we'll have muddy field. So that was a small job that I messed up on.
The lights are still a big question in my mind. I don't know how, if Med-Ed did that, or if we had to pay for that. I'm not sure. I can't remember that. I don't know if anyone else remembers that, but basically it was a lot of workers doing a lot of work to get it done.
We enjoyed my time with JC's. We had a lot of fun. JC's wives enjoyed themselves, I think. We had good parties and good times.
The camaraderie ship, Monday Night Football, up at Booksy's, but I think the biggest thing is the camaraderie ship with all of the different people. And at that time, the younger guys were not afraid to work. Projects would come up and we'd always get enough help to get out there and get it done.
And on March 2nd, 1976, the Jaycees did something special. They sold the field to the Fleetwood Area Baseball Association for $1. Fleetwood is the only Berks County Little League association that owns its own field, giving access to the children and teams 365 days a year.
I'm very thankful to everybody who had the foresight to put this field here. I know I talked to Joe years ago and he told me about the stories of the Jaycees raising funds, and he even showed me some documents about how they were doing sandwich fundraisers and car shows, and just to not only get the land, getting the land was the first challenge, but then turning it into what we have today, was another challenge in itself, and it's a constant challenge to keep the field looking the way that it does. But, we're really proud of Smithfield, and we look forward to keeping it in Fleetwood baseball for a long time.
Kids today still love playing on the field and under the lights, although they did have a few recommendations for Barney, Ernie, and Joe.
Mow the grass. Good job.
Yeah, it's good.
Feels like playing under at Yankee Stadium.
Thank you, but make the field less bumpy.
Thank you for building the field.
Now, like the grass has little patches that make it roll a little bit wonky.
I practice every day. I love the field as it is. Why did they name it Smith Field?
The only question I have is that I wish the field would have been named JC's field as opposed to Smithfield, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, that sounds good.
And leaving a legacy in Fleetwood must make you feel special. In fact, Joe's great-grandchild plays on that field today.
Well, that gives you a good feeling. See him and all the guys the boys who have played on that field already.
Makes you feel good.
It's great. I'm glad to see it happening, no doubt about it. A lot of people were involved. A lot of people still involved in the Little League, and it's a good thing for the town.
And so we salute Barney Dietrich, Ernie Fink, and Joe Schaefer for their tireless efforts in making a difference in the lives of the young boys and girls of Fleetwood by building the Little League field. You have left a lasting impression on Fleetwood for almost 60 years, and we look forward to more home runs for another 60 years. Congratulations to our hometown heroes.
Thank you, Barney, Ernie, and Joe.